Hi, my name is Lita Dwight. I'm the founder of Brytlife Foods. First of all, I just want to say how thrilled we are to have been selected as finalists for the Grow New York competition. It is such an honor. We are so excited to share a little bit about who we are and how we plan to add value to the Grow New York region. Brytlife is a collaborative effort between myself and Leonard Lair, our Food Sustainability Officer, and the CEO of Back of the Yards Algae Sciences. Our mission is to create the best tasting plant-based food using sustainable superfood ingredients without compromising taste, your health, or the environment. And here's how we do it. We start with fair trade raw cashews. Add Algae Sciences' patented blend of microalgal protein and mushroom extracts. And to that, we add a healthy dose of probiotics to create the only plant-based cheese and yogurt on the market using superfood ingredients without compromising on the rich, creamy taste of dairy. The product that we're super excited to launch in January is the same as our legacy product that we've been selling successfully since 2017. The only difference is we decided to improve our products to make them healthier by adding Algae Sciences superfood ingredients and removing the refined oils and sugar that have been linked to chronic disease and illness. As you can see from the slide, the cheeses come in 4 varieties of flavors, and our thick, creamy, delicious Greek-style yogurt comes in 4 different flavors as well. And each of our products contains at least 6 grams of protein, 0 grams of refined oils or sugar, and they're loaded with probiotics, antioxidants, and other superfood nutrients. And the best part is they taste great. More and more consumers are demanding plant-based foods that taste great but don't have all the unhealthy stuff. That's what Brytlife delivers. Jennifer loves our products because they're healthy, and her kids love them because they taste great. And the market opportunity is clear. The plant-based food industry is worth well over $4 billion. As you can see from these market trends, the plant-based yogurt market is up 39%, and the plant-based cheese market is up almost 20% since 2019, as compared to conventional yogurt and cheese markets, which are declining or remaining flat. Our 3-year sales projections are based on the financial assumptions included in our appendix. But I also want to just highlight 2 new developments that have positively impacted our sales projections. First, we expect to close on a friends and family seed round in mid-November. And secondly, we are negotiating a partnership agreement with an online sales company who may be an early investor in Brytlife and who may launch our online platform sooner than we anticipated. Now, at any level, the Grow New York Award would be significant. But as to job creations, the 250,000 level, we would be in a position to add 4 full-time staff members, including food production and packaging, a sales customer service specialist, a dedicated distribution specialist who could work with our sales broker, and indirect jobs from partnerships with local ingredient suppliers. At the $500,000 level, we could make strategic investments in equipment that would increase our production capacity. Double our staffing requirements from the $250,000 level in both direct and indirect jobs. And at this level, we would look to partner with local sales and distribution teams to increase sales to meet the increased production volume created by the equipment investment. At the $1 million level, we would be able to make strategic investments in equipment that would allow us to scale our business at an exponential rate and add at least the 45 jobs that are listed here. The award would also allow us not only to add the types of jobs available at the $500,000 level, but we could also add jobs in food safety, in quality control, in inventory management, and higher paying jobs in R&D and food science, product development, and product innovation. And at this level, we would look to partner with a local co-packer to handle the production volume that would allow us to launch in larger grocery chains like Wegmans. In anticipation of opening a commercial kitchen in the area, we've already reached out to some local businesses to set ourselves up for success. For example, we've spoken to Red Jacket to source our frozen cherries, to Mahan of Wegmans as a prospective customer. We've already signed on Stephen Hager of 814 Sales as our sales broker with strong ties to the local Grow New York region. We'll be launching our products into retailers like Laura's Naturals, Abundance Co-op, and Harema. And Michael Cleary of Greater Rochester Enterprise helped us find this commercial kitchen site that we're considering in Honeoye Falls, New York. In addition to the economic advantages of job creation, we'd also like to add value to the community by working with organizations like FoodLink on issues of hunger relief and food insecurity, and Rochester Roots on the issues of food waste and sustainability. And there's infinitely more detail about the circular economy food processing system in our appendix if our strategic partner, Algae Sciences, joins us in the Grow New York region. And because I could never do this alone, I've surrounded myself with a super team of talented individuals, including Leonard Lair, our food sustainability officer, who you've been introduced to, has over 20 years of experience in life sciences and is the brains behind the patented superfood ingredients. Karam Abusab, our sales director with over 9 years of experience as the owner-operator of retail grocery store chain, will be responsible for driving sales and managing distribution. Kate Harris, our marketing director, who has over 15 years of experience in visual marketing, and she will be managing all things related to branding, design, and social media. Our strategic partners are all experts in sales and distribution, and they will be leading our growth and expansion to help us roll out locally, regionally, and then nationally. Our advisory team is made up of an impressive group of seasoned experts in finance, management, operations, and sales. And I'll point out that Jody Rash, who has over 40 years experience investing as a managing trustee in Veg Invest, is an early investor in the Friends and Family round closing in November. And finally, the future looks bright. We have an experienced team that is ready to launch our great tasting, healthy, sustainable products in over 75 stores, creating dozens of new jobs and partnerships within the Grow New York region. We look forward to working with you to provide foods for a better planet. Thank you.
Well done, Brytlife, Lita and Leonard. So we have 10 minutes for Q&A from our judges. Who's first up? Looks like Pravina, you've got a question. Jump on in.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. So I will let you know I do like vegan cheese, so I'm excited about this, and dairy products. So question for you, it's a really crowded space, as you probably know. What's your strategy to actually make penetration and actually be, a leader in this space when there's a lot of alternatives out there? Yours may taste better, so you can lead with that, but
Well, I think I could jump in. Obviously, I believe that that we have a very, very unique set of ingredients going into this. The battleground in plant-based foods now is not about variety. It's about quality. It's about food safety. We are miles ahead in terms, especially of sustainability, because this huge dependence that we have on soy, pea, industrial ingredients is something which consumers don't like. And we are in the next generation. We are plant-based food V2 or V3. In other words, truly natural ingredients which are from the bottom of the food chain which can make a difference. Mycelia mushrooms, for example.
I would just add to that I'm pointing to in the appendix, there's a slide that compares us to the competition. And if you'll note that with respect to the plant-based yogurt, we are the only yogurt other than Lava that is not using refined sugars. So that is one distinction, besides the fact that the microalgal proteins add additional protein. So it's just a better protein and a sustainable protein at that. And then the cheeses are, in addition to removing all the refined oils and gums, which the only other company that's actually doing that is Treeline, we also add a level of protein from a sustainable source that the other competition is not adding. And these are patented ingredients.
Great. Thank you. I'm going to let my other judges have an opportunity.
Sure.
Thanks, Pravina. And over to you, Mary. Jump on in.
Sure. I have so many questions that I'd love to ask, so it's going to be hard to dive into which one. One in particular relates to how hard it is actually to break into these consumer markets and retail, but I'm going to save that one, but I'm just going to ask you a very simple question. So I understand that right now you're going through this reformulation process and you're going to relaunch your existing line in January. So what evidence do you have so far that, what you're coming up with, the relaunch line, how similar is it to taste, or is it different to taste and texture and everything else versus what's in the market right now and consumers seem to like?
It's actually better tasting. The texture is actually more similar to an actual aged cheese in regards to the cheddar and actually all the products kind of mimic the same texture, mouthfeel, and taste as what we're trying to recreate using plants. So I think we've kind of elevated not just the nutritional value, but we've also elevated the taste, texture, and the quality of the ingredients. So the idea behind it was to remove the refined oils and sugar because I think I've just been reading about statistics in terms of what consumers are looking for now, and 90% of the consumers that are choosing plant-based foods are choosing them based on health criteria and second to environment, so sustainability. So we actually add both of those components in terms of health and using sustainable sources of protein.
And do you have consumer test data on the fact that these are more acceptable, more appealing than what you have in the market right now?
From focus groups and from current consumers, our current customers. So we have tested the market with them, but they obviously haven't been launched yet. They're in production. But
Right.
We've been working with a food scientist since January to refine these, to perfect them. And I think they're, based on the feedback that we're getting, they're excellent. So we're really excited about it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Toss it over to Andrew. I think you might have a question or two for Brytlife.
Indeed, I do. That was fantastic. And one of the areas I spent a lot of time on are the alternatives to traditional proteins out there. So I was very excited to see your pitch come up. And when I did a Google search for you, I found a YouTube video that was a preparation for a Big Idea Ventures pitch of some sort. Did you indeed go through the process? And I'm curious, what feedback did Big Idea Ventures give you?
I have not, because I went to Big Idea Adventures first, or Ventures rather, sorry, without this this variation of the product. So we were launching through them. The idea was to go through the accelerator program with the legacy product. As I did more research, I recognized the value added with the microalgal protein, the enhanced taste, and texture that mimicked dairy. So this is, because this is a new variation, just more recent to when I first applied to the Big Idea Ventures. We're a little bit further along now with the process. So when I originally approached them, it was with the legacy product.
Okay, I've got a few more questions as well. And actually, one of the other judges said, asked me to ask you about your launch plan. What does your go-to-market plan look like?
I actually have, well, I can just tell you. So we started out originally with going to small specialty retailers. The idea is to continue with that. I'm so sorry.
It's dogs to come
The idea is to continue with small specialty retail stores. We've actually partnered with 814 Sales, which is a sales broker in the Grow New York region, who is going to be launching us in similar retail stores with the idea to grow regionally first into these small venues, and then obviously, go to grocery stores, smaller grocery store chains, because we had just started getting into some of those in the New York City and Hudson Valley area, and Foragers and Mother Earth. So the idea is to go to a little bit of a larger retail chain, and then maintain that sort of regional presence with the idea to move into food service as well, so restaurants, and then online sales with the partnership through Scoop Commerce, which I mentioned when I made reference to the sales projections, and then ultimately to go, do a national rollout.
Okay. And Leonard, you mentioned a little while ago that pea protein was falling out of favor in some sectors there, and I guess that's why you're using cashew as your main base. Are you exploring other alternative proteins outside of cashews or pea protein?
Well,
and if so, maybe you can
protein.
share if you can. I don't know, it might be secret sauce as well.
Oh, we have no shortage of secret sauce. Our core proteins are mycelial, mushroom, and algal. These are at the bottom of the food chain. They're the most sustainable. And we have a large production facility here, some of which you can actually see behind me. And our aim is essentially to innovate around these, and to innovate in a way which is totally sustainable, and to use a circular economy. That's why we mentioned, for example, at the $1 million level, we would be bringing in an anaerobic digester, our own bioreactors, and this kind of thing. Our aim is essentially to move alternative proteins to the bottom of the food pyramid.
Okay. And I think you kind of answered my question there too. I was going to ask about the bioreactors versus raceway on the algae production. So are you outsourcing the algae right now, or do you guys have an in-house capability to create that?
Well, at the moment, we're large scale producers. We have a facility in Utah, and there we get our algae. We import it from all over the world. But here in Chicago, in the back of the yards, which is why we call it back of the yard, which is one of the most disadvantaged spots in the US, we have essentially got our own large tubular bioreactors. And our aim is those could make sufficient amounts of protein for Brytlife initially. And so our aim would be to bring those to, we actually want to take those down and bring them to the Brytlife site.
Great. We're going to have to leave it there, Leonard. We're going to have to cut it off. We hit the 10-minute mark, and my job is to draw that line for everyone. Good job, judges. Good job, Brytlife. We could probably talk about this all afternoon, but we're going to have to move on. So thank you much.